Recently, I wrote a Facebook post where I was encouraging people to read, citing the benefits of reading. And somebody left a comment that says, "Now who reading help?" In other words, who has reading helped? So in this video, I want to tell the story of Harv Eker and how reading helped him to move from poverty to wealth. In other words, reading can help you to create wealth. Hi, I'm Ngozi Okure. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, we discuss books and how we can leverage reading for success in life. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you can give me a thumbs up, that would be amazing. In today's video, we'll be telling the story of Harv Eker and how reading financial books, biographies of men, and success stories of men who created wealth in the past help him to move from poverty to wealth, and how we can equally do that. Okay, so for anyone who is aspiring to create wealth can listen to the story, listen to the inspiring story, and then take the practical steps that Harv Eker equally took to be able to create wealth. Now, Harv Eker is one of my favorite authors, okay, favorite financial teachers. He is the author of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and his story goes this way. It says several years ago, while he was trying to start out in business, he said he tried starting out severally. He will start business and he will fail. He will try again and he will fail. And eventually he had to move back home to his parents' house, okay? While he was in his parents' house one day, his father's wealthy friend came for a visit. And you know how it is with parents. I believe that his father must have told his friend about his son's attempts to start business and how he has continued to fail. Because in his own words, Harv Eker said that he knew that his father must have discussed with his friend about his miserable existence. So the wealthy man came to Harv Eker and asked him a question. He said, "Harv, have you noticed that rich people think differently from the way poor people think?" And he said that he had never really noticed. Okay, so based on what the wealthy man told him that day, he said he began to read. Harv said that he began to read the biographies of men. He began to read books on finances, and true to it, he discovered, according to him, that indeed that wealthy people think differently from the way poor people think. So after he has read extensively for some time, he started off in business again. This time around, he was armed with knowledge. He was armed with the practical steps of what to do, practical steps of what men, wealthy men of old, did to be able to create their wealth. So when he stepped out in business this time around, he didn't look back again because he was able to succeed massively. And today, his books, his seminars, and his businesses are blessing men and women all over the world. Now, that is an example for us also to say that in the pages of books, there are truths. There are, truths and principles that can guide us into success. And the beautiful thing about principles is that principles are universal. And by that, I mean that it can work for anybody, anywhere in the world. So if Harv Eker read those financial books and gained insight, gained understanding and insight, wisdom and inspiration, and went out and was able to create wealth, anyone today who equally reads the same books will be able to do the same, will be able to replicate his results. That's why it's so important that you read books. It doesn't matter what profession you belong to. Okay, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, but if you want to create wealth, you must have to bend down and read financial books, right? I remember the story of one beautiful Kenyan young lady who told her story several years ago. I found her story very interesting. This girl said that she studied law in UK, and after she graduated, she picked a job in UK as a lawyer. In her own words, she said that the only thing she knew about money was how to spend it. And when she began to earn well in pounds, she said that she began to live the champagne life. She would go for parties, from party to party. Every weekend she went out spending, buying expensive things, spending her money basically. Then eventually, in fact, she said that she was living such a champagne life that she would take off from UK, come for a party in Kenya, go back to UK to be in the office on Monday. So she was literally blowing her money, buying expensive things, okay? Then she said, by the time she decided to leave UK and come back to Kenya, she left with no savings. Now, when she returned, they couldn't pay her the same kind of salary they were paying her in UK. They paid her based on the, what lawyers of her qualification earned in Kenya. And to her, it was peanuts. But then, because she had no savings, she had to fall back on nothing, and she said she had to start life from the scratch until somebody introduced her to financial literacy. She now began to read and to learn about money. Remember that this girl was a lawyer, but she knew law. When she went to college, what they taught her was things that had to do with law. Nobody taught her anything about to do with money. That one is, you have formal education and you have personal education. Okay, so you go to school to learn how to be a lawyer, but on your own, you read financial books to know how to do what to do with your finances, to know what to do with your finances, think about investment and all that, okay? So eventually somebody led her, she got to know about financial literacy, and she began to read necessary books and do the necessary courses until she was very proficient with financial literacy, and then she now began to create wealth. That is to encourage you. It doesn't matter what profession you belong to. After you have finished or acquired all the degrees in that profession, it's so important that you calm down, pick financial books and begin to read. That way, you will be equipped with financial literacy, which Jim Rohn says precedes financial freedom. We all look forward to being financially free so that we can put poverty to flight and have the resources to help people, help our lives, and then fulfill the purpose of God for our lives. Thank you so much for being a part of this beautiful video. I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you've not done so, and then to look out for some beautiful teachings that I've given concerning reading and how it can help you to have a beautiful life in this world. Until I come your way next time, remain richly blessed.